Hey there, folks, and welcome to another episode of Pinal Prep Spotlight, brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning expert specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. Well, we needed a game of the week, so we had to look further ahead during the week to see what was going on. And fortunately or unfortunately, it depends on which team we're talking about here. Our game of the week is Poston Butte hosting Desert Sunrise softball, and these two teams are really at two opposite ends of the spectrum. Poston Butte, while they're a little young this season under a new head coach and everything, they are the more established program when it comes to this matchup, whereas Desert Sunrise, still a brand new school, a brand new team, and they are really going through the growing pains. David, what can you kind of say about this matchup?
This is a matchup where, Poston Butte's trying to rack up wins to continue their kind of, their legacy of being one of the better softball teams in Pinal County. And Desert Sunrise is looking to find their footing. And, it takes more than just, one season to build a program literally from scratch. We've seen it with Desert Sunrise. We've seen it with other teams like ALA Anthem South. These things take time, and they're going to continue to take time. But when I look at Poston Butte specifically, you mentioned the new head coach, and I think while there is still a new head coach, there's not really a change in philosophy for this team. This team has kind of been one of the standard bearers of Pinal County softball, and I think they're going to continue that. Plus, they just have some really good contributors. I look at people like Chloe Morgan, who is batting .489, Briley Litviak, who's done a really solid job batting .550, and then the latest in the Lopez legacy of Poston Butte is Brooklyn Lopez, batting .578 as a freshman. So this is a really solid team here that is going to continue to move forward, and no offense to Desert Sunrise, but they're probably just going to look to rack up this win as quickly as possible and then move on for the rest of the season. And the story I'm looking at is not necessarily this game, but the rest of the season for Poston Butte. It's the common story throughout all of our teams here. They can take care of things during the regular season for the most part, but then when it comes to that final stretch, when it comes to play-ins, when it comes to playoffs, things usually don't end well for them. So can they continue to rack up these wins and kind of change the narrative around them? So I'm expecting a win here for Poston Butte to continue to kind of pad their stats a little bit, look a little bit better in the record books and in the stat sheet. So I expect Poston Butte to come out here and have a really solid game and continue to move forward throughout their season.
So, first AIA Power Rankings came out this week, and Poston Butte is starting off at number 22. Desert Sunrise, unfortunately, they are still looking for their first win of the season. They are currently 0-7. One of those losses was a forfeit, and, there's a lot of growing pains going right now. Like David mentioned, it's not easy to just kind of have a rebuilding program. It's definitely not easier to start from square one, brand new. Although with our spring sports, I feel like there's kind of an upper hand because a lot of these kids, well, sometimes it's not the case, but in this case, it usually is. They're really one sport oriented, whether that's baseball or softball. They have those club teams. They play all summer, multiple games, multiple locations, different opponents, different levels and everything. So, it depends on the kid and what they can bring to the team. For Desert Sunrise, I feel like overall, it's just a struggle right now. They have been outscored 120-15, but they've only been shut out once. So, there's some positives there that they are able to scratch a run across. Pitching is the biggest question here. They have, just as a team, they have 51 walks and just 8 strikeouts, whereas when you look at them in the box, it's different. They only have 5 walks and 35 strikeouts. All of this comes just with time and experience and being able to adjust. Like I mentioned, they have different age groups in high school. You have the freshmen coming in just out of middle school, and then you have the seniors, but in Desert Sunrise's case, hey, you're a brand new team. Maybe these seniors haven't quite seen that competition when it comes to high school, so it's all different. It's just a jumble of everything, different experience and all that, and it's just trying to get everything to click together at once, and that just comes with time, which, hey, that might not happen now, unfortunately, for some of these seniors on the team, but maybe looking at these freshmen in the next couple of years, if they can stick with it and just kind of continue to gradually improve each and every game, every season, hey, we might be talking differently about this Desert Sunrise team later on in the future. David, anything else you want to add?
I think like you hit the nail on the head here. This is a team that's just still continuing to build, and they're going to figure it out as they go on. They're not going to figure out this season, maybe not even next season, but eventually things will click, and we're just gonna have to wait for that to see how that plays out. And for Poston Butte, man, they just got to continue to win as much as they can and hope that they can improve their ranking a bit when we get towards the final end of the season here.
As always, be sure to check out Pinal Central for all of your local sports coverage.